Hello and welcome back to my channel. My name is Jessica and today's video is, as you can see, a huge art supply haul. So I've been gone for a little bit and this accumulation of stuff has happened over 6 to 8 months-ish. There is Black Friday deals in here, there's Christmas presents, birthday presents, and things I've acquired. So I didn't buy this all at once. I will leave timestamps in the description below for like certain categories if you want to jump through and look at something specific. Of course, I will leave links to everything in the description below as well. So let's start with the most exciting category, which is paint, and look at the stack of stuff I have here to get into. So let me push this aside and let's get started. So first thing we have here is the Schminke Whoredom Super Granulation Dot Card of all 40 colors they have. So here it is. And when you open it up, it has this plastic in between them to protect them. So this is all 40 granulating watercolors that they have. And they have 8 sets. 4 on each side, and they have 5 colors in each set. Down here they have the key of light fastness and transparency, but I will be swatching these out in a separate video, so stay tuned for that. I've recently been really interested in granulating watercolors and I wasn't sure which set I wanted, so I wanted to grab the dot card first so that way I can see which colors I like best. Next, we have the Daniel Smith Extra Fine Watercolor Dot Card Set of 238. So there are actually 4 sheets in here. So it looks like we got some yellows, reds, and purples. Then we got some purpley, blue, green colors. We got some earthy tones, and then it looks like we have some grays and blacks along with some specialty colors, metallic. So again, I will be swatching these all out in probably a couple different videos because there's quite a bit of these. I'm looking to expand my watercolor collection and I'm thinking by swatching them out, I can pick some of my favorites and then maybe wait for a good Black Friday deal. Here we have the Kuretake Gansai Tombi set of watercolors. This was a gift from my sister for Christmas. And this is the 36 color set. These are Japanese watercolors, which are slightly different from our Western watercolors. So I definitely can't wait to make a video swatching these out and playing with them. Here's the pans. They're much longer and thinner than our normal full pans. So we got lots of pretty colors to play with, and I'm excited to try a different type of watercolor. Also, this box is very pretty and very sturdy, so I think I'm gonna keep them in here. Next, I have these 2 sets from Derwent. I was actually sent these from Derwent themselves. I'm not sponsored, but they were gifted to me because I was very interested in them and I did not see a lot of videos about these. So I wanted to get them, play with them, and make videos about them to show for you guys in case you are interested as well. So the first one right here is called the Graphitint Paint Pan Set. Now this is a unique blend of graphite paint with color for dramatic tonal work. And you can see the colors across the top here. And let me pull it out. It comes in, so it's not exactly watercolor, it's mainly graphite from my understanding. And I think they have a pencil set primarily called Graphitint. I did not know that they turned them into almost like a paint pan set. So here's the little travel set. And oh, here we go. To open it, So here's a little swatch card showing the colors, and it looks like it's covered in plastic. Well, that was satisfying. So here's the inside of the set, and it looks like these pop out. Yeah, it looks like they pop out in groups of 6. And we got a little sponge here and a water brush that we can put together. So they look a little messy. Oh, I think they're rubbing off on me already. So it'll be interesting to swatch these out and play with them and see what they're like compared to watercolor. So next, this is called the Inktense Paint Pan Set number 2. This says, permanent when dry, doesn't wash out like watercolor. Layer up some intense, vibrant colors. And so here's the colors in the set across the top. And I'm assuming since this is labeled number 2 that they have a number 1 set, maybe with different colors. So let's open it up and take a look at this one. Now, I believe they also have pencils and blocks with Inktense. So here is the travel set. We pop it open. Here are the colors on the plastic swatch card. So very similar setup, sponge on the side, collapsible water brush, and the blocks of the Inktense paint. So be on the lookout. Those will both be in separate videos. Thank you to Derwent for sending me these to play with and try out. I'm sure you guys are just as curious as I am about these. Here we have a Prang oval set of watercolors, and this is a 16 set, which I don't think I know that they made this in a 16 set. I remember as a young kid playing with the primary 8 colors in like school. So I got this because I wanted to do a comparison video between this and Crayola watercolors, but I cannot find the Crayola watercolors that I'm looking for. I see a bunch of this washable watercolors, which I know they make a regular watercolor, so I'm just trying to find that because I'd like to do a comparison video between the two and then also like praying against a professional watercolor. But here is the 16 set, and oh, these move around quite a lot. Oh, but they don't come out. Okay, so here's the 16 colors. It looks like they included a brush, and this brush looks pretty decent, not the brushes I'm used to coming out of kids sets. So that should be a decent brush, but we'll see. So yeah, I mainly got this for comparison videos and to play with because I haven't touched praying watercolors in a long time since school. Next, we have the lovely Paul Rubens Professional Watercolor set in the pink box that I'm sure everybody's familiar with. But if not, stay tuned for a video review about this set. So they have lovely packaging in this microfiber, very soft cloth. And inside they have this pretty pink tin. So here is the tin. It has a thumb ring on the bottom. And when you open it up, inside it looks like we got a chart of all the colors and some information in Chinese. Little to no English, I would say, on this, but they do have the pigment code, so that's super helpful. They say this is a professional set, and I've heard a lot of good stuff about it, so I really wanted to give it a try. Here's a swatch card that we will definitely be using, and then here's all the individual colors wrapped up. That'll be so much fun unwrapping those and swatching them out. Another Paul Rubens branded item is this C.H.A.P.T.E.R.S granulating watercolors. And like I said earlier, that I've been really interested in the granulating watercolors, so I was happy to find this. I've not seen a lot of videos about this paint either, so I wanted to pick some up for myself. So here is the 6 colors, and they are a very dark, moody color set. I believe they all have the pigment PBK in them. PBK 11, yes. And these are 15 milliliters each. So these have no English name on them, but there is the pigment code. It looks like there's a dark yellow, dark green, dark purple, dark red, dark blue, and like a blackish gray, and these are 15 milliliters each. When I got these were cheaper than the Schmincke granulating watercolor, so I wanted to try them out. Also, there was not a lot of videos I saw about these, so I wanted to get some, test them out for myself, and make a video about them. And then lastly in this category, I got some granulation medium by Winsor & Newton. Again, really interested in the granulating watercolors, so I want to also do a comparison of non-granulating watercolors using a granulation medium to see if it can make any watercolor look granulated, or if you use it with granulating watercolors already, if it makes it even more. So just something to play with. I'll definitely be making a video on everything here, so definitely hit that subscribe button, and let's move on to the next category, which is paper. And I only have a couple things. Firstly, we have this Academy watercolor paper pad. It says it's 100% cotton, and it is a block. So it is glued on all 4 sides except for the top here. It's about, I don't know, 2 inches or so, where it's hard to tell, but everything else is glued down so you can't remove it. And then it comes with this plastic leaf. It's not sharp or anything, but they give it to you so you can slide it into the paper and then cut it away from the glued edges. The reason they glue all the edges is so when you paint on this paper, it will not buckle, or at least buckle very little. I don't know if you can tell on camera, but it does look off-white and almost pink. Maybe that's just the top page though. I think it's the top page they put on to probably protect the paper underneath, so I think it'll be white. This was also handy using to open up just the plastic packaging on the other products, so this is a handy thing to keep around for sure. Almost like a envelope opener, I guess I would describe it. But I have not used, or used very little, I guess, of 100% cotton watercolor paper, so I'm excited to try it out because this was pretty affordable. And the only other thing I got in terms of paper is an Etcher sketchbook cold press, which again is a 100% cotton. They did a nice job packaging this up, so it comes in a box and you slide it out. And here is the watercolor sketchbook. I went for a slightly smaller size, which is 5.9 by 8.3 inches, and it has a elastic band, and it is landscape rather than portrait. It also has a little bookmark you can use, and it's covered in this almost like white canvasy linen material. So I wanted to see, I think I saw one video of someone painting the cover of their Etcher sketchbook, and it looked really cool. So I definitely wanted to do that and have a 100% watercolor sketchbook, which I've never had before, so super excited about that. Next, I have the set of watercolor Betty Hayway brushes. So these were a little hard to find. I saw them on another channel, so I will definitely leave these linked below. This set is a little pricey, and it comes from overseas. I believe it was from the UK, so the shipping was a little more expensive, but they are beautiful, and I've been using them for a little while now, and I really love them. Unfortunately, I guess my only complaint is that they're all rounds, whereas I'd like to see some other brush shapes by them just because I like them so much. But these are beautiful brushes and have become my primary brushes. So again, definitely will leave them linked below. They are so pretty and I definitely recommend them if you can swing the money. I also picked up some palettes because you can never have too many good palettes. So this actually is not a palette. It is a Walmart branded Better Home and Gardens, it says load in half plate. I picked this up in the dish section of Walmart for like $1 or $2, but it was perfect as a smaller mixing tray because it's very flat and ceramic. So instead of the plastic palettes, and so affordable. And then I picked up a few of these Medine, I call them flower palettes, but it's just the 7 Well porcelain paint palette. I was originally only gonna get one, but the price for 3 was only a couple bucks more, and I was like, why not? You can always use them. So I like these specifically because I don't like to waste watercolor. Like, I don't like to wash out my palettes. So I have a lot of tube paint, so I will squeeze out the tubes in these wells. Let me open one to show you. So these were packaged pretty decently, so the palette is basically suspended in the box with styrofoam to minimize breakage during shipping. So here is one of them out of the box. And again, I really like to use these to squeeze my tube watercolors in, and then instead of washing them out when I'm done, I can just let them dry and then stack them on top of each other. The next category on my list is other art supplies that are not watercolor. So I have this Mungio Aquarelle Oil Pastel, which is oil pastels that are water soluble. So there are 24 colors. And I was really interested in the Caran d'Ache Neo colors, but I wasn't sure if I'd like them, and I didn't want to spend that amount of money if I wasn't sure. So I thought I'd pick these up because these were super cheap at like 9 or 10 bucks. I don't know if the price has since changed, so I wanted to try them out. The reviews on Amazon seemed pretty high and decent, so I thought it would be just another fun medium to play around with. I also found a good deal on these, which are Arteza Expert pencils, colored pencils. I was originally looking on Amazon for the 120 Arteza Expert colored pencil set, but they were out of stock for the longest time. And I happened to find these on, I think it was eBay. Somebody had listed, I think 172 of the Arteza set. So there's duplicates of certain pencils, but they separated them out by color groups. I saw a lot of positive things about the Arteza colored pencils, that they were very much like the Prisma colored pencils without the breakage. So I watched a couple colored pencil comparison videos, and a lot of the Arteza pencils came out on top. So I didn't want to spend the money for a professional colored pencil set just because I'm primarily into watercolors, but I wanted the addition of having some colored pencils. So I thought they were a more affordable price, and they seemed pretty good quality from what I saw. And I also picked up this colored pencil binder to store them all in. So once I have them swatched out and organized, I will have to put them in color order, which that'll be very fun, and a whole separate video of doing that together. I'm sure that'll take a while, considering there are certain duplicates and stuff like that, but I believe this colored pencil binder holds like 200 pencils, so I should have plenty of room to store them all in there. And still going along with the colored pencils, I also picked up this AFMAT electric pencil sharpener. It does a couple different size tips and an auto stop. Again, I heard a lot of good stuff about this particular model. I wanted to pick it up and try it for myself since I don't have a decent pencil sharpener in my studio. And last but not least, and it's so hard to show this entirely on the camera. I got the largest Ohuhu brush marker set they make, which I believe is 216 colors. So here they all are, out of order. So I'm definitely gonna have to organize those. And then along with that, I got the Ohuhu brush marker skin tone set. So I should have a brush marker of every color Ohuhu has to play with, which is awesome because these are so affordable when you compare them to things like Copic. These are such an affordable option if you're looking to get into alcohol markers or alcohol brush markers. I got this on I think a Black Friday deal, so it was a super good deal, so that's why I picked it up. We're definitely gonna have to swatch those all out. All right, so that is it for my huge art supply haul. I hope you enjoyed this video. I definitely have a lot more videos coming based on all these supplies. They're probably all gonna have their each individual video. So if you enjoyed this video, hit the like button below and definitely hit subscribe and that bell because you don't wanna miss all this goodness that's about to come up. So thank you so much for watching and I will see you in the next video. Bye!